Have you ever noticed that? How a small change, maybe a new place you visit or a new song you hear, how it can just make you feel a little more alive? We're going to explore that feeling, why our brains are so drawn to new things, and the quiet, really positive impact these experiences have on us.
It is so easy to fall into a routine, isn't it? And, there's a real comfort in the familiar. Our brains actually love it because it's efficient. It doesn't take much energy, it can feel safe and incredibly soothing.
But there's such a fine line, right? A line between a comforting routine and a stagnant rut. When life gets a little too predictable, our brains can feel, kind of half asleep. And that feeling of just going through the motions, it can leave us feeling pretty bored and uninspired.
So, how do we gently wake our brains up? Well, the answer is novelty, doing something new. It's like rediscovering that sense of awe that we all had as children. It's just a little way of reminding ourselves that the world is still full of wonder. Okay, so let's look at the science behind this. Imagine your brain's pathways are like trails in a forest. The more you use the same ones, the deeper and wider they get. But when you try something new, your brain has to create a whole new trail. This process is called neuroplasticity. Your brain is literally rewiring itself, making itself stronger and more flexible. And that boosts everything from your memory to your ability to learn. And you know what? There's a chemical reward too. When you experience something new and interesting, your brain releases a little bit of dopamine. That's the same chemical linked to pleasure and motivation. It's that tiny spark you feel, that, ooh, this is different. It's basically your brain's natural way of saying, yes, do more of this, keep exploring.
And the rewards of embracing new things, they are surprisingly far-reaching. They really do touch on almost every single aspect of our well-being, from how we think to how we feel.
So how does it make our minds sharper? Well, novelty kind of forces us out of our usual thought patterns. It encourages flexible thinking, helping us connect ideas in brand new ways and see problems from completely different angles. It's a direct boost to our creativity and our problem-solving skills. It also has this really profound effect on our emotional state. New experiences can be such a healthy distraction, pulling our focus away from worry and rumination. They introduce the sense of excitement and fulfillment that can genuinely reduce stress and increase our overall happiness. So, if we put it all together, novelty isn't just a fun little distraction. It's a really fundamental part of our growth. It impacts everything from our brain and our learning to our emotional well-being and our sense of self. It builds the confidence and the curiosity we need to just keep learning all throughout our lives.
Of course, trying new things can feel a little scary. Let's be honest. It is so natural to feel vulnerable or self-conscious when you're a beginner at something. That fear of the unknown, it's a very real hurdle for a lot of us.
But right there, inside that fear, lies an opportunity. Every single time we successfully navigate something new, no matter how small, we build just a little more self-confidence. It's a very gentle way of teaching ourselves that we are resilient and we're capable.
The real key here is to begin gently. You don't have to do something huge or dramatic. Just start with something small, something manageable. Make a simple plan, and most importantly, choose something that feels fun, something that brings you just a little spark of joy. So, where do you start? This isn't about making grand resolutions or adding more pressure to your life, not at all. Think of it more as a gentle invitation, an invitation to find just one small new thing, just for yourself.
Novelty doesn't have to be some grand adventure. It can be as simple as taking a different path on your daily walk, or trying a new recipe for dinner tonight. Maybe just listening to music you've never heard before. Even revisiting a hobby you loved as a child that can feel completely new again. The goal is just a small, gentle shift away from the familiar. So I'll just leave you with this question. It doesn't have to be today or even this week, but just consider, what is one new thing, however small, that you might be willing to try?